Alright, hello everybody, welcome back to another video of mine. Today I just sort of wanted to make an unscripted video that just sort of dumps my thoughts about Edge of Fate in the latest Destiny 2 expansion. And I don't know how long it's going to be, but I'm just going to try and give you guys my thoughts as best I can with no script. To give some background, I have done the campaign. I have played a bit of the power grind outside of the raid. Outside of the campaign. I have not done the raid yet. I have not had the time, but I will do it soon. And I have also done a couple of quests outside the campaign. So I would say that I have sunk my teeth into a good portion of this expansion. And while it hasn't been the entire expansion, because I have yet to do the raid, I still believe it would be safe to say that I have a good idea of what the expansion has to offer. Now, this video isn't really going to be about the quality of the stuff that has come out, but more about the quantity of it in Destiny going forward, because honestly, I'm quite worried. Now, I will just leave a few comments on the actual quality of the content. I actually think the campaign is good. I like the campaign a lot. A lot of people complained about Matterspark being repetitive and whatnot. And while I did begin to feel that toward the end, I don't think it was a huge problem. I think Matterspark was pretty fun to use. I thought it was a cool new way to play the game. I don't know if it was really worth the entire marketing campaign they went for it, but still, it was a pretty cool feature that they added along with the other relocators and Mattermorph and whatnot. I thought all of that stuff was pretty cool. Excuse me. Now, with that being said, my big issue with this expansion is, once you have completed the raid and a couple of quests outside of it, and also the campaign, what is there really to do? Because all I'm seeing for there to do for the next couple of months until the next big update comes out is just grind power. And that's not fun at all. The power grind was arguably the most unfun part about this game. And with the addition of the portal and this expansion, it seems like they not only have put a focus on the power grind, but they have made it the central form of content that will keep players involved with the game over the next few months. And that to me is extremely worrying, because I want this game to have something that appeals to me throughout the months. The power grind will not do that, especially when my power resets with every expansion. That is not fun. That is boring. That will not keep me invested in the game. It's also a big issue when you pay attention to the amount of content that we will be receiving over the next year. We've already gotten the raid for this expansion, which I will give Bungie credit. It looks like a very good raid. But it's the only new raid we will be getting for a year. Or really just the only raid we'll be getting for a year. And that is how it was for a very long time. But the problem now is, I am 99% sure raid reprisals will not be coming back. Which is really saddening, because that was one of the best pieces of content Bungie did. It was one of the best things because it was in the middle of the year, maybe towards the later half of the expansion. And raiding is really what gets the community together. If you just look at the numbers, if you look at the overall enthusiasm and the talks around Destiny, everyone's excited for the raid. Everyone. The raids will always be the main appeal to Destiny. So when you hear that we used to get 2 a year, now it's down to 1, that's really disheartening. And on top of that, the amount of dungeons we're getting is also reduced to 1, and this time it's behind a $40 paywall. I just want you to think about that for a second. We used to get 2 dungeons for around that same price, and I get this dungeon comes with an expansion, but this expansion is $40 for this dungeon. You used to get 2 dungeons alone for that price. 2. Just want you to think about that. 2 dungeons. And now they're sending it back to 1 dungeon for the price of around 2. And I get it. It comes with an expansion, and expansions have a lot more to them than the end game content. But if yet again, going back to what I had said earlier, the main appeal of this game for most players, if you just look at the numbers, is the end game content. And that does include dungeons, even though raids are the focal point of it. I will not lie. So, where am I going on this? What are we doing with this information? Well, I want to just impress upon you that Edge of Fate is not a bad expansion. I don't think I can call Edge of Fate a bad expansion. But I do think this new direction Bungie is taking with the game is bad. I think it is objectively bad. The reason I say that is because they saw the complaints with the seasonal model. It was too repetitive, it got boring, it was not really enough to keep people intrigued throughout the year, and they wanted change. While the seasonal model was not perfect, it, at the very least, got me a reason to come back on and play every week. Now, I literally do not have a reason to get on every week. Maybe play a raid with my friends every now and then, maybe do a dungeon, but that's it. I am not getting on this game to play the same activities like I'm doing in this gameplay to get power. I'm not doing that. That is boring, and that is worse than what we had with the seasonal model. And if this is the direction Bungie continues to take with the game, I do not know if players will continue to stick around for this, myself included. The biggest appeal about Destiny for me was that it was a game I could always play in the long term. Every week I would hop on this game more than once, find something to do. Maybe look at the new content they've done. Now there's nothing. There's nothing but a boring power grind. That's it. I don't want to do that. Especially when my power resets every year. Now, I also want to impress upon you that I'm not saying the seasonal model is what we should go back to. Because the seasonal model had its issues. It had a lot of issues. But at the very least, it had an appeal outside of a power grind. But with this new direction with Edge of Fate, it seems we have gone 1 step forward and 4 steps backwards. It feels like Bungie have completely destroyed long-term appeal for this game, and now the only appeal is getting on when the expansion is about to drop, grind some power, grind new guns, play out the expansion, that's it. That is what I will tell people when they're trying to get into Destiny. I will not say, oh, you should. If someone asked if they should get Destiny or not when Final Shape dropped, I still would have had my reservations, but I would have been much more enthusiastic to tell them, yeah, you can give this game a try. It's in a pretty good spot right now. I can't say that now, because I don't know if people are gonna like this. In fact, I'm pretty certain they won't.
Really? 85 times 30.
I think it's your worst luck, honestly.
So all I'll tell them is,
4 times 25 is just worse than 85 times 30.
listen,
Yeah.
to get on or get back onto this game,
So shit, 88 times 5.
try it when a destination is, or when a expansion, is about to come out.
Alright, let's play.
Grind some gear, maybe try out the new expansion, and then get off the game. You can't play this game long term. And it doesn't seem like Bungie really wants people to go in that direction anymore, which is really saddening, because this is one of the games where I enjoy it because it always managed to keep me invested in the long term. And it seems like Bungie have taken the complaints with the seasonal model and made it worse. Yes, there's no paid content in between expansions, and I like that. I think that's a good thing. I think decreasing the amount of monetization and price for expansions is also a good thing. There is good here. But at the same time, there is so much more to be bleak about and pessimistic about. Because I just do not know if this is gonna be fun going forward. So, I want to just wrap up what I'm saying in one final conclusion, just so I can be absolutely clear. Bungie can release high quality content all they want. They can. They can release it like they are doing now all they want. But if the only answer they have to the question of how are people going to be invested in the long term, and this is their answer, I'm not only worried about how people are going to enjoy this game, I'm worried about how I'm going to enjoy this game. Because grinding power level at an extremely slow rate, mind you, is not fun. And not only that, it feels like I'm grinding my power for essentially nothing. Or at least a lot less than when I was grinding it before. Before we had 2 dungeons a year and 2 raids a year. A raid when the expansion dropped, a dungeon next season, a raid reprisal the season after that, and then a dungeon after that. And now that's been cut in half for essentially less. It feels like we haven't gotten anything out of the new changes that they've made, but we've gotten less. And that's really depressing. And I think that needs to change. The seasonal model was not perfect by any means, and me, myself, I had my complaints about it. But, at the very least, the seasonal model was not this bleak. Now, I don't know where Bungie should exactly go with this, but I do not think the current gameplay model they are giving is sustainable for players like me, or even new players. But, anyway, that's pretty much it. Those are my thoughts about the new expansion and the new systematic changes that have been made. And really just overall where content is with the game right now. So, thank you guys for watching. Thank you for tuning in. Don't know when I'll upload next. Little Nightmares 3 got a drop date though, so I'm excited for that. But yeah, those are my thoughts. Thank you guys for tuning in. Take care of yourselves out there. I'll see you guys when I see you guys next. And as always, goodbye.